Paul?
Jethro figures about 6 days, hard driving. Where are you going with that wood?
Granny wants it on the truck.
Put it down. With all the wood we got back at the cabin, we sure ain't going to haul none from Beverly Hills.
Oh, she says it's for on the way.
On the way? Granny, what in the world do you do?
I'm making sure we don't freeze to death.
It's warm here.
Won't be when we get in the mountains.
You figure to keep that thing burning for 6 days?
And 6 nights. Don't forget, it's December every other place but here. Damn blame California. The weather's as mixed up as the people. I'll be glad when I get back where there's some snow and ice.
I can't wait to see Ma and Jeff Green.
Yeah, it'll be my fine Christmas present for your ma and your sister, us dropping in on them like this.
Now tell me again, exactly what did Marie say?
Sister said the Clampetts were loading their truck and appeared to be moving out.
Why? What could have happened? Who offended them? Whoever it was, I'll have them driven out of Beverly Hills.
Chief, don't get so upset. I know a man with $25 million in your bank
Is that why you think I'm upset? Because Jed Clampett has $25 million in my bank?
Isn't it?
Of course not. The thing that upsets me is the fact he might take it out.
I don't know whatever happened to the key to that door, but I reckon with our stuff out of there, ain't nothing left anybody want to take, except them old pictures.
Oh, Miss Hathaway says a couple of them pictures is Rembrandt.
All right, after Christmas, we'll see he gets them back.
Where are you going?
Going home.
What? Oh, please, you can't go away and leave me like this.
All right, climb on. I reckon we got room for you.
Oh, my heavens, we caught you before you left.
Randy, is there room for 2 back there?
Yeah, if you want to squat next to the stove.
No, we don't want to go with you. We want you to stay here.
We'll be back after Christmas.
Well, Mr. Clampett, if you want to go home for Christmas, let me make the arrangements. I'll have you there tonight.
Tonight?
Clean back home?
Yes, and you'll arrive in style, too. Well, Miss Hathaway, I think Granny and Ellie Mae should have mink coats for the trip, don't you?
Of course.
Well, let's go take care of it, and the reservations, too. Mr. Clampett, you start unloading the truck and leave everything to us. You'll be home in 5 or 6 hours on the jet.
What's a jet, Paul?
I don't know, bus or jitney, I reckon.
Get us there tonight?
You heard what he said. Well, that will be a surprise to Pearl.
Uncle Jed, it took us 6 days to get out of here. How are we going to get back home in 5 or 6 hours?
That bus driver must know a doozy of a shortcut.
Have we got plenty of champagne and caviar?
I guess so. Why?
The entire first-class section has been reserved for a family of VIPs, the Clampetts.
Wow.
Young ladies, I presume you've been advised of special arrangements for the Clampett family?
Oh, yes, indeed.
Certainly have. Here they come now. Oh, get a load of those minks. Granny, Ellie Mae, right this way. I'm sure you'll be quite comfortable in the lounge. But
Uh-oh. How did they get past the gate?
let's get them out of here before the Clampetts see them. I'm afraid you're in the wrong section. May I see your tickets, please?
Well, I don't think we got any. See, this bus sure is fancy.
Fine. You've come to the wrong place. You want the bus station.
Now, just go back the way you came and ask for the Traveler's Aid. Now, they'll help you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you, ma'am. Granny, Ellie Mae, come on. We're on the wrong bus.
Mr. Clampett, what's the trouble? This is Mr. Clampett? Of course. Right this way. Jethro? Here, Jethro. Keep the tickets. Now, Mr. Clampett, you have the money Mr. Drysdale gave you.
Yes, ma'am. Right here.
A limousine will meet you and take you to Pearl's house. And Mr. Drysdale is phoning ahead to Mr. Brewster to be sure your cabin is in order.
Well, don't let him give away a surprise to Pearl.
Oh, he won't. Well, happy landing, Merry Christmas, and au revoir.
Merry Christmas to you, too.
And Jethro, here's something for you if you promise to bring it back to me. Take good care of them, and remember, the tall, young, good-looking one is mine.
your coat.
My coat?
Please.
Well, it's brand spanking new.
Oh, I'll take good care of it.
Well, it's Christmas. I got my rheumatism medicine to keep me warm. You can have it.
Your coat, please.
Should I, Paul?
Well, I reckon not. We don't mind sharing with folks, but when they get grabby and wanting everything, well, we just got to mule up and say no. If you can't afford to buy a coat of your own, here, you just peel off whatever you need.
No, Mr. Clampett, you misunderstood. We just want to hang the coats up. We don't want you to give them to us.
Oh, well, that's very neighborly of you. Thank you very much.
Sure. Now, if you'll all be seated over here until we get underway.
Come on, let's go.
Now, fasten your belt.
Well, I ain't wearing one, ma'am, just McGillison's.
I meant your seatbelt.
Doggies, this is a fancy bus. Looks like the bus is commencing to pull out.
Now we'll see if this bus driver knows an all-fire fancy shortcut.
That's you and me watch the road so we can remember it.
Okay, Jethro.
If you ask me, this bus driver of ours is lost. Just keeps us circling and turning.
No, there's no shortcut yet.
Ding, ding.
Listen to him erasing that engine.
Yeah, but the wheels must be spinning in the mud. We ain't moving.
He got her out of the mud.
Yeah, we're moving now. Look at it split, too.
My doggies, if he gets to going much faster, this thing is going to leave the ground.
Don't look now, but it is leaving the ground.
Jethro, you better get up there and tell that bus driver to slow down.
Ain't got time for that. Let's get off of this thing before it gets any higher.
Now, wasn't that a smooth takeoff?
You may unfasten your seatbelts anytime you like. Would you folks like some champagne caviar? Or would you prefer a nice hot meal?
We have steak, chicken, fish, anything you like.
Oh, no, thanks. We had a mess of grits and jowls before we left home.
Perhaps you'd like to relax in it. Take a little nap.
There.
Whoop. Doggies, Granny, ain't that something?
It's good for the rheumatiz.
Now, if there's anything else that we can do to make your trip more comfortable, just press the little button.
And we'll be right here.
And girls ain't a bit scared.
Sure is friendly, too. Often to share their food with us. Makes me feel ashamed we didn't let them keep our coat.
You want me to go up and talk to the bus driver, Uncle Jed?
I reckon not, Jethro. Don't nobody else seem skittish, and we don't want folks to think this is our first bus ride.
Jed,
Yeah, Granny?
it sure will be nice to see snow again, won't it?
That's the truth. Christmas just don't seem like Christmas without it.
And Pearl's house is all especial pretty in the snow.
She sure is going to be surprised when we all come tromping in there tonight.
Howdy, Pearl.
Homer Winch, when are you gonna learn not to walk into a body's house without a body inviting you?
Well, I rang and you didn't come.
You didn't give me time, you old coot. Now, don't you never do that again. Get out of my parlor.
I like you when you're mad, Pearl. You're an exciting woman.
Homer, you get out of here. I don't have time for your foolishness. Jethrine and me's going to Californy to spend Christmas with Cousin Jake.
Well, and I reckon reckon you don't care to hear what I got to say.
That's right.
About Mr. Brewster.
Mr. Brewster!
Yeah, that tall, good-looking city fella works for the oil company. Drives that big car.
What about him? Is he in town?
I've been ordered from your parlor, Pearl. I think I'd best be going.
Homer, I didn't mean it. Please, Homer, you tell me about Mr. Brewster, and I'll bake you a sweet potato pie.
Well...
And for dessert, red horse swimming in elderberry wine.
You're an exciting woman, Pearl.
Tell me.
Well, you see, he stopped over at the Emporium to get some cheese and crackers. Said he was going to be over at Jed's cabin alone all day, and he didn't have no food.
Thank you, Homer. Merry Christmas.
Now, wait a minute, Pearl. You ain't going to do me out of my tater pie, are you?
Well, of course not. You get it.
Well, when?
Well, I'll let you know. I'm busy right now. Bye, Homer.
Ding, dang, darn it, I done it again. Let some pretty woman twist me around her finger. I hate to go home. Mama's going to give me the ticket.
Jed,
Yeah, Granny?
I just had a terrible thought.
What's that?
Suppose we get to Pearl's house and she ain't there.
Where would she be?
Out chasing that Brewster fella, that's where.
Ah, she ain't likely to catch him in her horse and buggy.
Whoa, Becky. Now, Bessie,
I play my cards right. You get to keep that there blanket permanent. Because I'm going to have something else to keep me warm. A husband. Ain't that a beautiful word, husband? Husband. And what's more, I'll be riding in that big, fancy automobile. So you can retire to pasture with that good-looking racehorse from Hot Springs.
Well, I thought I heard a horse. Mrs. Modine. Won't you come in?
Well, thank you. It's a mighty cold today, ain't it?
It is. Oh, it's nice to see you again. I'm sorry it's so cold in here. Didn't bother to build a fire in the fireplace, and I'm afraid that kerosene stove doesn't put out much heat.
Well, I can't stay but a minute. I just came by to give you this and say Merry Christmas.
Well, thank you. Oh, you shouldn't have.
Oh, it's just something that I made myself.
Oh, that's nice.
Land to mercy. Look at this place. Why, you men just can't manage alone, can you? It takes a woman.
Oh, please don't bother. I won't be here. You see, I'm going home to Tulsa for the holidays.
I won't go to no trouble. I'll just throw together a little snack, and while you're eating, I'll tidy up a bit.
This is the most fantastic miracle I've ever seen. The way you produced this banquet right out of thin air. Ham, fried chicken, roast pork, and this delicious sweet potato pie.
That's my own special recipe. Here, wash it down with some red horse and elderberry juice.
Oh, that is sensational juice. But, Mrs. Bodine, I just can't eat another bite. Why, Mrs. Bodine, what have you done to this cabin?
Oh, do you see a difference?
And where did you get those curtains?
Well, I just run them up while you was eating.
Really, you are a remarkable woman. You cook, sew, you're a wonderful housekeeper.
And I love it. It ain't work to me at all. It's pure enjoyment.
Mrs. Bodine, I know that this must seem awfully sudden to you, and I know you have lots of ties, lots of activities here in the hills, but I was wondering, do you think you could possibly be happy living in a city like Tulsa?
Tulsa? That's where you live, ain't it?
Yes, I have a very nice home there, but Frankly, it needs you, and I think Mother will agree.
You want me to meet your mother?
Well, actually, it isn't necessary, and I know Mother will approve my choice. You don't have to give me your answer immediately. You just think it over. And
Yes, that's my answer. Yes.
But we haven't even discussed money.
I'll give you every cent I make.
Mrs. Bodine, as my housekeeper, I will be paying you.
Housekeeper.
That was caring for Mother. Oh, incidentally, Mother's just going to love this elderberry juice. What's the matter? Do something?
You sure did. You let me cook for you. You let me sew for you. Hand me the ham. You let me house clean for you. Now then, I don't know what it takes to get engaged in Tulsa, but in these here hills, you've done enough to get yourself promised, hitched, and honeymooned.
Really, Mrs. Bodine, I didn't mean to.
I'm going to Beverly Hills to spend Christmas with my cousin Jed. And when I tell him what you done, he ain't gonna take kindly to it.
What, Mrs. Bodine? I give you my word that
You give me my hand-knit socks. Your feet can't get no colder than they are right now.
They're sleeping like babies.
Do you think we should wake them for the movie?
I don't know. It's a lady super western, just the kind of picture they'd enjoy.
Well, why don't we start it, and if they wake up, fine.
Good idea.
What? We back on the ground.
Good.
Look through that front window. We're chasing some fellas.
They shooting at us.
Exciting, isn't it?
Get down! You was right in the line of fire.
What's going on?
Whatever it is, I'm getting in on it.
But Mr. Drysdale, Pearl is on her way to California to see them.
Well, can you catch her in time?
Oh, I think so. She's driving a horse and buggy. I'll tell her family's on the way.
No, this is a surprise.
Well, then what'll I say?
But say anything to keep her there until the Clappets arrive. Now get over to Pearl's.
Oh, she might misconstrue. You see, I have a very delicate situation here.
Yes, you certainly have. And if you spoil Jed Clappett's Christmas surprise, he'll cut off your oil.
But Pearl might think I want to marry.
Merry Christmas to you, too. Bye.
Hello? Oh, boy.
Here's the sweet potato pie and red horse, I promise.
Hey, there's a piece of this pie missing. And a gulp or two of these red haws. Who got it, Pearl?
None of your business. Now get along. Jesserine and me is leaving for California.
Yeah, I won a whole pie just like I was promised.
Now you get out of here before I throw you out of here. Men is all alike. Gimme, gimme, gimme.
You're an exciting woman, Pearl.
Oh, don't you even speak to me. There ain't a man alive worth the powder it'd take to blow him to you nowhere. Men is just a bunch of low-down, no-good. Mr.
Jane, I hope you're not angry at me any longer.
Angry at you? Why, don't be ridiculous. Oh, here, have some more sweet potato pie and some Red Horse.
Oh, this is a rascal been trying to steal my woman and my pie. I'm going to give you such a show. Oh, I think I throwed my dang knee out.
And I'm going to throw out the rest of you.
You see, in my business, what I mean to say is that I'm away from home a lot. And, well, I think that a husband should, that is, what I mean to say is that, in my opinion, could I have another slug of that elderberry juice?
No, you cannot. Now then, I've been sitting here for 3 solid hours listening to you, and you have yet to say one word that a widow woman could get her teeth into. Jeffrey, bring the suitcases.
Oh, please don't go.
I ain't listening to one more word you got to say unless you say it on your knees. Don't come in here, Jeffrey. Say it.
Please don't go.
You are the slipperiest man that ever lived. Come on, Jeffrey. You get out of my parlor and you stay out.
You want me to throw him out, Ma?
He can walk. Homer Winch, is that you again?
No, Pearl, it's us. Merry Christmas, Jeffrey.
Uncle Jed.
Why, you have grown. Mr. Brewster, what are you doing?
Mr. Clampett, if you'd been just 1 second later, I'd have been engaged to your cousin Pearl.
Go back out, everybody. Please, Mr.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride a one-horse open sleigh. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to
You're nothing but a two-timer, Homer Winch. Pearl told me about you sparking her, you old rascal, you.
You're exciting when you're mad, Granny. Hey, how about going for a little sleigh ride with me?
You promise to behave?
Sure I do.
Well, we might as well stay here and sing.
Wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
This is where the Clampetts live, but there ain't no one in, 'cause they went home for Christmas and a visit with their kin. And here they are arriving at the home they love the best, happy as a pack of squirrels returning to their nest.
Hi, Thunder Granny, the old place ain't changed a bit. Pretty as ever.
Prettier with the snow.
Excuse me, Pa, but I got some friends to say howdy to.
Yes, sir. They just don't make houses like this no more.
Sure don't make them in Beverly Hills. I'll go get the bags, Uncle Jed.
Reckon they just can't get wood like this. My grandpa chopped down the trees and built this all by hand.
You say your grandfather built this cabin?
He sure did.
Oh, he must have been a remarkable man.
He sure was. He finished the cabin in the morning, went to town, found a girl, courted her, married her, and carried her across that doorstep all before sundown. Tell me, Granny, was that 18 and 97 or 18 and 98?
18 and 98.
Yeah, that's right. She was 18 and Grandpa was 98.
You say he was 98 and his bride was 18?
That's right. Marriage didn't work out too good.
Well, I don't doubt it.
Yeah, Grandpa made the mistake of having his ma come live with him.
Awful bossy old woman. Wouldn't let that little bride do nothing. Did everything herself.
Your family has remarkable longevity.
No. Yeah, they stretched the truth a little, too.
Oh?
Grandpa was the day over 90 when he married that girl. And his ma didn't bust up the marriage. That poor little bride just wore out, having so many young'uns to take care of.
Oh, what happened to Ellie Mae?
Well, she just went to say howdy to some of her friends.
Maggie? Maggie, it's me, Ellie Mae. I come back to visit you. Not you, Henry. Right now I'm looking for Maggie. You seen her? You're supposed to be so doggone wise. Where is she? Well, Davy Crockett. Say, you're looking bushy as ever. What's the matter? What you scared of? Don't you remember me? Please, Davy, don't run away. Oh, howdy, Mr. Beaver. It's me, Ellie. What you kicking snow at me for? Oh, please, Mr. Beaver, come back. Hi, Mr. Foxy. Me, Ellie. Come back.
Clampett, I certainly appreciate your letting me use your cabin as a field headquarters. I've got a few things in the bedroom. I'll get them out.
No need for you to do that, Mr. Brewster. We're just going to be here a couple of days. Granny and Ellie can use the bedroom, and you and me can kind of curl up here in front of the fire.
That's mighty kind of you, Mr. Clampett. But I'll find a place to stay in town.
Well, no need for you to drive all that way through the snow. Why, you're here, you're by the oil field, and Granny cooks up a big meal that really sticks to your ribs. What you cooking tomorrow, Granny?
My special Christmas holiday victuals. We'll start with red cabbage and green turnip tops, swimming with sorghum. Then what I call my heavenly hash. That's grits and chitlins, possum belly, hog jowls, and catfish. All minced together and simmered in gopher gravy. Folks talking.
Now there's victuals you won't forget in a hurry.
I'll try.
What do you say, Mr. Brewster? Roars too hard, we'll get some pine boughs and ashes for you to sleep on.
Well, I think I'll go into town. Thank you very much. Excuse me.
What's the matter with you two asking him to stay here? You want me to be a widow all my life? I was going to offer him my spare room.
You ain't got no spare room, Pearl.
I have if Jethro stays here.
If Mr. Brewster stays with you and Jethreen, won't people talk?
I hope so. Jed can insist on him marrying me. And I'm going to get him. Now's my chance.
Exactly hold with making a man get married unless he wants to.
He wants to? Why, that man's so in love with me he can't eat.
Yeah, but are you in love with him, Pearl?
Oh, Jed, when I'm near him, I feel like my feet is dangling in a creek and the minnows is biting at my toes.
That's what you call really being in love. Help her, Jed.
Mrs. Bodine, if you'd like a ride into town, I can drop you off on my way to the hotel.
Hotel? Why, you can't stay there.
Oh, no, sirree.
You sure can't.
Why not?
Why not, Jed?
Why not, Pearl?
Why not? There's a convention there.
Yeah.
Every room in that hotel is full up.
They're packed in there like krauts in a jar.
What kind of convention?
Elks convention. that hotel is bulging with elks.
Oh, well, perhaps I can find a room in a boarding house.
You know anybody got a spare room, Granny?
No, I don't. Do you, Jed?
Well, I see now. Only spare room I know of around here is over to your house, Pearl.
Why, land to mercy, I plumb forgot. Yes, my spare room.
What spare room, Ma? We ain't got it. Ow!
Pearl, why don't you run out and fetch some wood?
I just brought some wood in. What spare room, Ma? We ain't got no spare. Ow!
You just run along outside and get the kinks out of that leg.
I ain't got no kinks in my leg. It's just that Ma just keeps. Ow!
Son, if you're going to play hopscotch, you go outside. House ain't for playing games.
But I ain't playing games.
Then go chop me some wood.
I just chopped some wood.
Chop her some green wood. She wants to smoke a possum now.
I just chopped some wood and I put it right there. I just put it right over there in the corner.
Now, you come to my house, Mr. Brewster. The spare room is yours.
Well, all right. If it's not...
Why should I sleep here on the floor? I got a room. Ow!
He's given to stitches in the leg, ain't he, Granny?
I'll have him rub it with some hot possum grease tonight.
Yeah, well, if you're going.
Aunt Pearl, would you do me a big favor?
Well, of course, Daddy May. What is it?
Would you take this here fur coat?
Your mink?
For keeps? I sure would appreciate it. It makes my friends in the woods kind of skittish. They must reckon I'll be wearing them next.
Well, I don't rightly know if I
Go
should...
ahead and take it, Pearl. That is, if you don't mind it's been the war once or twice before.
Oh, not at all. I tell you what. I'll put it in one of my hope chests, and I'll wear it on my honeymoon.
Say, Mr. Clampett, isn't that an awful big tree that Jethro's chopping down?
Yeah, he's notching it on the wrong side, too. Hey, Jethro, quit notching that tree on this side. It's liable to fall right down on the... Look out, everybody! It missed us.
Praise the Lord.
Well, the tree missed. We can get up now.
Well, he might be chopping another one. Let's wait and see.
Maggie? Me, Ellie. Betty, you old rascal. I know you've seen Maggie. You'll go and get her for me. I'll give you something shiny. What would you like? How about this? Okay? There. Go find Maggie. Nellie. Hi there, Nellie. It's me, Ellie. The good thing you didn't see me in that mink coat. You might have got riled at me. It's one friend I don't want riled. It's you. Maggie, I knew Freddie would find you. Maggie, I'm so happy to see you. I told you I'd come and visit you, and here I am.
Ellie? Ellie Mae, where are you?
Over here, Paul. Now, don't you be scared of Paul. He won't hurt you none.
Oh, now, who's this?
This here's my old friend Maggie. You remember her?
Sure I do. Howdy, Maggie. Say, Ellie, we's all going over to Aunt Pearl's for supper. And after supper, we's all going over to that movie picture theater where Pearl works.
Well, I'd heap rather stay here.
Well, Pearl says there's going to be a brand new picture from Hollywood called Ben-Hur.
Well, who's in it?
According to Pearl, it's got the two biggest actors there is, Francis X. Bushman and Raymond Navarro.
I'd still rather stay here, Paul.
Now, we's all supposed to kind of surround Mr. Brewster and brag on Pearl's piano playing during the picture.
Well, Jethro can brag extra for me.
Jethro ain't going to be there. He just sat there all night and complained about Mr. Brewster having his room. Oh, come on, Ellie. Don't you want to help Pearl get a husband?
Okay, Paul. Bye, Maggie. Well, Paul, ain't you gonna kiss Maggie goodbye?
I don't reckon so. Her husband might not like it. Come on, Ellie.
Come on, everybody.
Well, doggy. Jethry,
It's a picture of your mom.
Yeah, it says, in person, Pearl Bodine, Wizard of the Keyboard. That means Pianny.
Hey, your name is as big as Ben-Hur's.
I begged the manager not to put that up, but he says it's a drawing card. My playing during the picture.
During the picture, don't you have sound?
Loads of it. Between the people crunching popcorn and crying and reading the titles out loud, you got plenty of sound. Now, everybody go on in and sit down. You're all on complimentary passes. Now, I gotta pop some corn and sell tickets before I come in and play the overture.
Mr. Brewster, did you ever in all your born days see a woman who could do more things than my cousin Pearl? She can cook, sew, keep house, play piano, and no wonder the men around here are just beating your door down to propose. But Pearl's choicey. She's waiting for the right man.
Here's something, Pearl.
Ladies and gentlemen, before our big premiere gets underway, I know you'll want to meet the celebrities in our audience tonight. Now, sitting right here in the front row from Tulsa, Oklahoma, is the field manager of the OK Oil Company, bought my cousin Jed Swamp, Mr. John Brewster. Who's that tomato? Come on. Homer Winch, get up there and you clean off that screen right now. Ain't you ashamed?
Yeah, Pearl, but I couldn't help myself. I'm just eat up with jealousy. I seen red.
Well, I see it too, so clean off the movie screen. Ben-Hur will look like he's bleeding before the chariot race ever starts.
Exciting when you're mad, Pearl.
Get up there, you coot. And now, folks, you're going to meet a real live millionaire and his family all the way from Beverly Hills, California. Your friends and my kinfolk, the Clampets. Jed, Granny, Ellie Mae.
Folks, mighty nice to be back here with you again, and you're all invited to come visit us in Beverly Hills. Got plenty of room, and Granny will wamp up a mess of heavenly hash for you.
Jed, can I show him my mink coat?
Sure, Granny.
This here is a genuine mink coat. Given to me by the banker. Nobody gets the wrong idea. There ain't no strings attached. I'm still the same sweet girl I was when I left here.
And now, folks, I got a real big surprise for you. As you know, those that can read, the picture for tonight is Ben-Hur, and I have wrote and composed a special song in honor of the chariot race, which is the most exciting part of the picture. And this here special song is going to be sung by my daughter, Jeffrey. Say goodbye, Jeffrey. The song will be sung in its entirety during the chariot race, and you can all join in the chorus. But seeing that Homer Winch ain't got the tomato off the screen yet, Jeff Green will give you a little sample right now.
A mighty long time ago, couple of 1,000 years, in a town named Rome, which is far away from here, a feller named Ben-Hur lived and went to school, and that young feller was a chariot driving fool. Drive them horses, Ben, Ben, drive them horses, Ben. Drive them horses fast, Ben, drive them for to win. Don't let that other rascal get ahead of you, or he'll win the race, and that'll never do. That's enough for now, Jeffrey.
You'll hear the song again during the chariot race, and everybody can join in the chorus. And now, during the playing of the overture, we invite your kind attention to the advertisements which will appear on the screen. I thank you. All right, Charlie!
I never felt him leave.
That serves you right, Pearl. That's what you get for throwing yourself at a city dude.
Hush up.
Well, them fellas ain't nothing but a bunch of playboys. Just like bees flitting from flower to flower, grabbing up the honey. And then when your petals is drooping, they fly away.
Everybody can hear you.
I ain't ashamed of what I got to say. I love Pearl Bodine.
Stop, Homer.
Now, quieten down, Homer. You're making Pearl blush.
Be my blushing bride, Pearl. Right here before your kinfolk, your neighbors, and Ben Hur. I'm asking you to marry me.
Get up off your knees. You're making a spectacle of yourself.
I caught him, Ma. Sneaking out the door, and I caught him.
I was not sneaking. I simply went outside for a breath of fresh air.
Put him down. You, wasn't running away, was you, Mr. Brewster?
No, of course not.
Everybody's invited over to my house for apple cider.
Jed, wake up. Jed, you too, Jethro. Come on now, get out from underfoot, both of you.
Granny, we was up late last night. Yeah, Granny, we want to sleep.
It ain't what you want that makes you fat, it's what you get. Getting up off that floor.
Hey! What do you want to do that for?
Yeah, that's cold.
When I say get, you get.
Floor is cold and hard.
You're getting soft from city life. Now get dressed, get washed, and get packed. You heard what I said. I ain't going to spend another night in this place. Not with that wild daughter of yourn. I didn't sleep a wink.
Appears to me like you're getting a mite soft from city living, too. Time was when you never minded sharing a bed with Ellie Mae.
I still don't mind sharing a bed with Ellie Mae. But I draw the line when it comes to sharing with them others.
What others?
Well, there was an owl, and a squirrel, a crow, and a fox, a possum, and a skunk, and a porcupine.
Well, I'll go in and speak to Ellie Mae.
I wouldn't go in there if I were you unless you want them flannels took right off you.
What are you talking about?
You know where my mink coat is right now?
Where?
In the top of a tree, full of baby eagles. Their mama and me fought for nigh on to 10 minutes for that coat. But with them claws on her, she could get a better purchase on it. Took it right out the window.
You been at your rheumatism medicine. I ain't about to swallow no story about
Uncle
it.
Sam, Granny, a great big old eagle just snatched the hat right off my head.
See what I told you? When a mama eagle wants to keep her babies warm, she'll grab anything.
Somebody better help Ellie Mae hang on to her blankets, because that rascal just flew in her window.
Frida,
You hadn't auto-took Jethro's hat.
Never mind about Jethro's hat. Ask her to bring back Granny's mink coat. Only if she wants to, of course.
Frida, you bring back Granny's mink coat.
And if she's took any suitcases, see if you can get them back, too. We's packing up.
Sit down.
Oh, excuse me.
Good morning, Pearl.
Homer Winch, I told you and I told you, don't come into my house without I invite you.
I happen to be here in my official capacity as a jitney driver.
What, no jitney?
Well, Mr. Brewster does.
Don't say nothing to Mr. Brewster, and I'll bake you 2 pies.
Pearl, there's only one way you can seal my lips and stop my jitney. And that's with a smack.
All right.
No, I didn't say that kind. I mean, with a kiss.
A kiss?
That's my price. Take it or leave it.
Homer, why, that's the most shocking, disgusting, insulting, disgraceful...
Oh, Mr. Brute! Pearl? Where'd you go, Pearl?
Ma's coming, and boy, is she a driver.
She must have heard we was leaving.
Without getting her married to Mr. Brewster.
I reckon we's in for considerable bawling.
Ain't nobody can outcry Ma when she commences to gush.
Pearl? I reckon you's heard. We's going back to Beverly Hills. Oh, now, Pearl, you's bawling already.
Don't worry, Pearl. You'll get a feller.
Yeah, come on back to Beverly Hills with us.
I can't.
All right, Pearl, all right. I can't fight a woman's tears. We'll stay here until you marry Mr. Brewster.
Yeah, Ma, and I'll be your best man.
And you can wear that beautiful mink coat on your honeymoon. Pearl, what are you crying about now?
The mink coat.
What about it?
I was driving down the road and a great big eagle took it right out of my lap.
Don't you worry. Ellie Mae!
Yeah, Pop?
You shinny up that tree and tell that grabby eagle to give you back that mink coat for Pearl's honeymoon, or she ain't no friend of yours. Only if she wants to, of course.
Instead of Californy, where the sun so warmly shines, tonight we find the Clampetts in their cabin in the pines. The weather is so cold, hot coffee freezes in the cup, and when the chickens lay their eggs, they lay 'em standing up.
Doggy's gonna be a cold one tonight. Somebody better get ready to fry that sun up in the morning when it started.
Yeah, sure will be glad to get back to that nice warm mansion in Beverly Hills. It ain't no fun sleeping on this cold, hard floor.
That's a fact.
You think that's bad? You ought to try sharing a room with that wild daughter of yours.
At least, ways you got a bed.
That ain't a bed. That's a nest, a roost, and a den and a hutch all in one.
Is them animal friends of Ellie's still coming in at night, Granny?
Everything that can get through the window.
Why don't you shut the window?
Because I can't sleep without fresh air, especially with that third party in bed with us.
What third party?
Ellie, can you come out here and bring your friend with you?
Yeah, Granny?
Now, don't you worry about it, Granny. I'll chuck it out. Whatever it is, you got to get your sleep.
Did you us, Granny? Your pa wants that polecat. Give it to him.
Now, wait a minute. Don't point that thing at me. We don't want to get drove outdoors on a night like this.
Well, don't you want him, Pop?
I just want to say that Granny'd appreciate it if you'd have this little fella sleep with his own family.
All right, I'll go get the others in.
Oh, no. Outdoors with his family. Otherwise, when we go to California, they might not take him back in. And if a skunk ain't welcome with his own family, he just about ain't got nobody to turn to.
All right, I'll put him out the window.
Uncle Jed, why can't we go back to Beverly Hills right away?
Reckon we can tell him the truth, Granny?
I reckon he's big enough.
Well, you see, we promised your ma we'd stay here and help her till she gets herself married to Mr. Brewster.
Well, how long will that take?
Well, it hadn't ought to take long. She's got him boarding in your room now where she can get at him.
Pearl told me tonight's the night. She's gonna feed him into a stupor, then set him in the parlor and sing to him until he proposes.
That's a powerful combination. Pearl's cooking and singing.
Yeah. If he can get got, Pearl will get him.
Ain't that a precious picture? Niagara Falls, where the honeymooners go. Understand they're having special winter rates there now.
I think I'd better turn in. I've got to get up awfully early.
No. You sit down and relax. Jethrine and me's got a special surprise for you.
It isn't food, is it?
Food for the soul and the spirit. Music. What would you like to hear?
Oh, anything you'd like to sing.
Well, I'll just pick out something at random. Let's try this, Jeffrey. Oh, promise me that someday you and I will take our love together to some sky where we can be alone and faith renewed.
Uncle Jed. Uncle Jed. What's got them wolves so stirred up tonight?
Oh, but something sure is setting them off.
Granny, can't sleep a wink. Go to the right, Granny. Go to the left, Granny.
Them wolves keeping you awake too, Granny?
He sure is.
Howling goes right through you.
It ain't their hollering that's keeping me. It's their snoring. Look for yourself. Ellie's got two of them under the bed.
Granny, we gotta get that girl back to Beverly Hills. She's going right back to being a wild cougar.
What y'all all doing out here?
Trying to keep warm.
Sure it's cold in there without you, Granny. Mind if I join you?
I reckon so, if you don't mind a little human company for a change.
Uncle Jed, we just gotta get ourselves back to Beverly Hills.
We will, Jethro, as soon as your ma gets proper hitched to Mr. Brewster. Bless you.
Oh, Pearl, give it all you got tonight. Oh, we's all gonna be down with pneumonia. Just a song at twilight when the lights are low and the flickering shadows softly come and go. Home joy divine, home joy so pure, love ever faithful and love ever sure.
That was a wonderful concert. You both are unusually talented.
Thank you. Yes, indeed. That means a lot coming from you. Naturally, folks around here brag on us. In fact, they think we ought to go on a concert tour.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. My neighbors is always after me to sing out of town.
Well, I can understand that.
Mr. Brewster, do you really like music and singing?
Well, I used to. I mean, I used to sing a lot myself in college musicals, amateur theatricals.
Was you on the stage, Mr. Brewster?
Oh, yes. After college, I did quite a bit of little theater work, summer stock. Matter of fact, there was a time when I seriously considered the stage as my career.
Ma,
Mr. Brewster's an actor.
Well, not any longer. My father had other ideas. He insisted I get into the oil business.
Mr. Brewster, did you ever do anything from The Bard of Avon? That's Shakespeare. Oh, I just love him.
Well, as a matter of fact, I once played the lead in Romeo and Juliet.
Which one was you?
I was Romeo. In my youth, I was considered quite a leading man type. And there were those who thought I had rather a handsome profile.
Well, you still got it. And I'll bet you can act to beat the band. Oh, come on. Take off a part for her. Something from Shakespeare. Sit down, Jeffrey.
Well, I doubt if I can remember anything.
Oh, please, Mr. Brewster.
Well, perhaps I can recall something from the balcony scene. Let's see now. How does it go? But soft, what light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief, that thou, her maid, art far more fair than she.
Go to bed, Jeffrey.
I think I'll turn in.
Oh, well, please, do some more of them love speeches from Shakespeare.
Well, my throat is a little sore. I think I'd better gargle a little warm salt water and go to bed.
Well, I can take care of you. That's another one of my specialties. Nursing the sick.
Well, it might be the flu bug, and you wouldn't want to catch it. Good night.
If his flu bug is as hard to catch as he is, I got nothing to worry about.
Jed, have you ever known it to be so cold?
Never have, Jethro.
This ain't cold. Your blood is thinned out from living in California.
You say this ain't cold, Granny? Look who else is huddled up to the fire.
Ellie and her wolves.
Still cold this morning, Granny.
Cold? You call this cold? Why, I remember a winter morning that was so cold that when I went to milk the cow, the milk froze before it hit the pail. I had to break it off in sticks. Yes, sir. I carried a double armful of milk in and never spilt a stick.
Gee, Granny, how'd you drink it? Light on it?
Nope. But you did.
You're in a right good mood this morning.
Jed, I got a feeling in my bones that Pearl got him last night.
Oh, I seen Mr. Brewster's car coming down the road, and Aunt Pearl's with him.
I told him, my bones is never wrong. When's the wedding?
Happy married church?
Yeah, let's see your ring, Pearl.
You want me to carry Mr. Brewster over the threshold for you, Ma?
You don't look too happy.
She don't sound too happy, neither.
Oh, all women folk cry when they're about to get married.
I didn't get him.
Oh. Did you try your best, Pearl?
Oh, Granny, I throwed the book at him. Cooking, sewing, singing. I even nursed him through the flu. Got him well in 5 minutes. But he didn't propose.
Jed, you go out there and do your duty to your female cousin. Ask that city fella what he'd rather get, married or buried.
Now, Granny, I don't hold with getting folks married unless it's willing.
Pearl's got enough willing for both of them. If you're going to make a liar out of my bones...
Yeah, and I'll have a talk with Mr. Brewster. Where'd he go, Pearl?
He said he was going to park the car on the warm side of the cabin. But he must have run off.
After him, everybody. We'll head him off at the pass and shoot him down like a dog.
Now, you hold on. You ain't shooting nobody down. Just simmer down. Why, he didn't run off at all. Except we'll need you, Ellie, to get him back in here.
How come?
Looks like a couple of your friends are sizing him up for breakfast.
Well, in all sincerity, Mr. Clampett, you're Your cousin Pearl is a very remarkable woman. It's just that, well, I don't want to get married.
Well, I understand that, Mr. Brewster, and I thank you for speaking the truth like a man, but my cousin Pearl has got herself a problem.
Oh, what's that?
Well, ain't no secrets in the hills. And everybody's dog knows that you've been boarding with her over at her place, and they all know she's had her cap set for you. Oh, I ain't blaming you, Mr. Brewster.
Jed? Did he say yes? Can we come out now?
Not yet a while, Granny.
Well, if you're too chicken to shoot him, Ellie's got her wolves standing by.
Mr. Brewster, in order to save my cousin Pearl from shame, I'm going to ask you to do me a big favor.
Anything I can do.
I want you to propose to her in front of somebody.
But...
And let her turn you down, of course.
Oh, I see. Of course, yes, that'll save face. Pearl will know that she's supposed to turn me down.
Oh, sure, we'll have an understanding with Pearl. Now, the one I think you ought to propose in front of is Elverna Bradshaw.
You know, Mr. Clampett, this idea of yours is quite inspired.
Oh, just a notion. You see, Elverna is the biggest gossip in the hills.
No, really, it's brilliant. It combines drama, pathos, suspense. It has a happy ending. Great third-act curtain. It's real theater.
Of course, you'll have to be convincing, so Elverna will...
Convincing? Why, I'll give a performance the people of these hills will remember as long as they live.
Well, just so that...
When Pearl Bodine turns down my impassioned proposal of marriage, there won't be a dry eye in the house.
Elverna, don't cry easy.
Oh, well, now, surely you're not going to waste this dramatic scene before just one person.
Well, I reckon Elverna's daughter...
I've got it. I've got it. The movie house where Pearl plays the piano.
You want to propose there?
Well, it's perfect. Everybody in town will see it.
Well, want to kind of shame you to be turned down in front of all them people?
Well, it's just a performance. I've learned one thing in the theater. An actor always gives a better performance in front of a full house.
Well, doggies, that sure is nice of you.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Clampett. Mrs. Bodine, Granny, come on in. Come on in, everybody.
How about everybody? I reckon we better let Mr. Brewster tell you what's going to happen.
Oh. Well, tonight at the movie house, Mrs. Bodine, while the whole town looks on, I'm going to ask you to marry me.
This calls for a whopping big snort.
Now, will y'all quieten down, everybody, until you hear the rest of the story. Now, Pearl, when Mr. Brewster asks you to marry him, you're going to say no.
Not unless I'm as drunk as you are.
Howdy, Pearl.
Evening, Pearl. Evening, Granny.
Jethro went on to head down to the theater to get a fire going in the stove.
Where's Jethro, Aunt Pearl?
Why, she's in her room getting dressed. Go on in and see her. Granny, what happened to your mink coat?
This is it. Tonight's kind of special, so I'm wearing the pretty side out.
You sure got your pretty side out tonight, Pearl?
Oh, I tell you, Jed, I'm as nervous as if I was going to get a real honest-to-goodness proposal.
And it would be real if your cousin Jed would do his duty and hold a shotgun on that fella, Brewster.
Now, ladies, let's settle for what we got. This way, Pearl can come to California without nobody saying she left town in disgrace.
Good evening. Good evening.
Ain't you dressed up? That boiled shirt makes your face look kind of dark.
Well, as a matter of fact, I'm wearing a little theatrical makeup. Mrs. Bodine, how would you like some pancake on your face?
How'd you like some sweet potato pie on yours?
Fetch me some hot possum grease, Pearl, and I'll fling it on her.
Now, ladies, you misunderstood me. Pancake is a type of makeup we use in the theater. An actor, like myself, would feel positively undressed without it.
I thought you was oil man.
Well, that's my business. But at heart, I shall always be an actor.
Say now, speaking of acting, you two got it figured out what you want to say?
Oh, yeah, we rehearsed 12 times. Mr. Brewster will be sitting on the front row. And when the picture's over, he'll jump up and he's...
Excuse me. I've been thinking about that. I believe it would be more effective if I made an entrance.
Entrance?
Yes, I'll come down the aisle.
Oh, all right. And then Mr. Brewster's going to say, Mrs. Bodine, don't go to California with your cousin Jed. Stay here and be my wife.
I've been thinking about that, too. After a big entrance down the aisle, that's going to seem like a pretty flat opening speech.
Well, you just say what you want to say. All I got to say is, no, I won't marry you. If that's Homer Winch, I'm going to hit him right in the head.
Evening, Pearl.
Brenda Bradshaw, what are you doing here?
Well, you and me being such close friends, I just thought I'd offer to play Piany for you at the theater tonight.
Why?
Surely you're not going to show up and have folks whispering behind your back all during the picture.
What in the world would they be whispering about?
Pearl, I'm your best friend. You don't have to pretend with me. The whole town knows how you've been flinging yourself with that brother of yours.
For your information, Alberta Bradshaw, Mr. Brewster proposed to me 12 times today, and 12 times I turned him down.
Is that why he give you this here mink coat? 'Cause you turned him down?
This here mink coat was given to me by my niece, Ellen Mae Clampett.
Oh, Pearl, I keep telling you, you don't have to pretend with me. I'm your best friend.
And Alberta Bradshaw is your best friend. You're up to your eyeballs in enemies.
Mr. Brewster, if you was to go in there now and propose in front of Alverna, you could save yourself a trip to the theater. And the news would get around a heap quicker.
You don't understand, Mr. Clampett. An actor needs an audience.
Alverna, if you don't mind, I'd like you to get out of my coat and out of my house. I'm going to be late for the theater.
Pearl, take your best friend's advice and sneak out of town quietly. You can depend on me to smooth everything over.
Thanks for nothing.
Farewell performance is right. I reckon she'll sneak out of town in a hurry if she ain't already snuck. Mind you, Pearl's my best friend, and I ain't one to talk, but...
Good evening, lady.
You too, Alverna.
I noticed Mr. Brewster wasn't with her. Oh, and did you see that mink coat? Well, I wouldn't trade this little band of gold and a home-loving husband for a dozen mink coats. Would I, Luke? Luke? Luke Bradshaw! That little sneak, he got away again.
Stop the picture!
All right, Charlie!
Mrs. Bodine, I just saw that poster out front. Farewell performance. Does that mean you are leaving?
Oh, yes, Mr. Brewster. I'm going to California with my cousin Jed and his family.
Oh, no, please. Please, I beg you. I implore you. I beseech you. Don't go. Stay here and be my wife.
No, thank you, Mr. Brewster.
I cannot. I will not accept that answer, for I love you, Pearl Bodine. I love you with all my heart. With all my soul, I love you as no man has ever loved woman before.
He's better than Francis X. Bushman.
Be mine. Pearl, be mine.
Come back here, Mr. Brewster. No, Mr. Brewster, my answer is no.
Then life has come to an end. But what is life without love?
If I was him, I'd let it go at that.
Without Pearl Bodine, there is no love. Oh, me darling, oh, me precious. Say those words that will make me the happiest of men.
I'm behind you. My answer is still no.
Better quit while you're ahead, Mr. Brewster.
Oh, how those words stabbed into me heart like cold steel. And only you, Pearl Bodine, can heal the mortal wound. Oh, moon of me desire, marry me, Pearl.
No.
I promise you a life of happiness.
No.
A life of luxury.
No.
Oh, me darling, look into me tear-stained eyes. Look into the tortured face of your love slave. Free me with that one divine word. Say yes. Say yes, and together we will enter a paradise of love everlasting.
Yes, I'll marry you.
Thank you very much. Did you say yes?
Yes.
I haven't said yes. I was ready myself.
That's fine right there, Mr. Brewster. Jethro! You can start bringing them things out now.
Oh, boy, I can't wait to get back to California. I ain't been warm clean through since we got here.
Jethro, take it easy. We've been sleeping on a hard floor. It'd be awful nice to get in the warm bed for a change.
I'll take it, Jethro.
Jethro, I said take it easy. Granny ready?
Yeah, she's just putting on her gaiters. I'll bring her right out.
Well, I hope you'll come visit us in California. We'd be mighty glad to see you, especially Pearl. Her and Jeth Reed's coming to stay with us.
Let me get my shoe on, you big overdrove moose.
You can put it on in the car, Granny. We's in a hurry.
We can't leave until somebody finds Ellie Mae.
Where is she?
She took to the woods early this morning with those 2 timber wolves that she's let sleep under her bed.
Yeah, I'll find her. By dog, it's a good thing we're leaving. One more night and she'd be baying at the moon.
Now, you 2 rascals has got to stay away from Maggie and her family. You hear me? Is it a deal? All right. Now, don't you forget it. You seen them, Maggie. Give their word. What's more, Rita's gonna keep an eagle eye on them. And if they goes to pestering you, she's gonna snatch them both. Ain't you, Frida? I wish you could come to Beverly Hills and live with us. But I reckon it'd be too long a trip for you and your young'un. But I'll come back and see you in the spring.
Ellie Mae?
Over here, Pa.
You got them wolves with you?
Well, they won't pester you none. And that no-biting promise goes for my pa, too.
Hello there, Maggie. Ellie, honey. Mr. Brewster's waiting, and we got to pick up Pearl and Jesserine and drive clean to the airport.
Think Pearl and Mr. Brewster are getting married?
Well, no, not yet. Maybe never. But Pearl's satisfied. Everybody in town's seen him propose to her. Now she can leave town with her chin up and her head thrown back, proud and happy.
I'll bet you cousin Jesserine ain't happy. She says she ain't going to California and leave her sweetie Jezbo to Pew. She's powerful in love with that little feller.
Yeah, I reckon Jesserine will do pretty much what her ma tells her to. That Pearl's a mighty strong-willed woman.
Jesserine's pretty near time for them to pick us up. Now, no more sulking. You're coming to California. I don't want to hear no more argument about it.
Okay, Ma, I'm coming.
What in the world have you got there?
It's a trunk, Ma.
Well, I can see that, but what you got in it?
Well, I got some clothes and some shoes and some food and some water. I forgot the water.
Water, why?
Miss Bodine, that daughter of yours is a mighty strong-willed girl.
Did she put you in, Slater?
I think so. I told her I couldn't go to California with her. And that's the last thing I remember.
Oh, don't let him get away. Jed Green, you put him down. This minute. What's the matter with you? Why, that poor boy could suffocate in that trunk without no air. Jed Green, am I going to have to take a switch to you?
Jesserine, honey, like I told you, I can't just pick up and go. I got a big business going here.
Well, couldn't you be a traveling salesman in California?
Darling, it's taken me years to build up this territory. And this is my big selling season. Well, I can knock down $100 in the next 2 or 3 months. And a fella don't walk away from a gold mine like that.
Talking sense, Jed Green. But Uncle Jed's a millionaire, and Cousin Ellie says they got plenty of room in that mansion. He could stay there with us.
Jesserine, I got my pride. Well, I'd rather die than take charity from my sweetheart's kinfolks.
Oh, well, sure, you can write to one another.
Of course. And I'll be here when you get back.
Oh, there they are. Now, Jed Green, you get ready to leave. Oh, Mr. Brewster, I thought it was my boy Jethro. Cousin Jed come to pick up the suitcases.
Well, no, I asked him to let me come for them. Well, you see, this may be my last chance to see you alone for a moment.
Alone? You? Me? Us? Why would you...
Well, first, I want to thank you for publicly breaking our engagement after I lost my head, as I did last night.
Oh, shucks. I didn't mean it when I said yes. It was just nerves and excitement in the moment.
Well, you were very sweet about it.
Yeah, well, but now that my head is clear and I'm thinking straight, well, I realized I couldn't get married right now.
Well, some man would lose a wonderful wife.
My goodness, I got family obligations, you know. Why, Cousin Jed's been after me 3 or 4 months to come to Beverly Hills and get that wild daughter of his proper dressed and acting like a lady.
I'm going to miss you, Mrs. Bodine.
Yes, well, he's in desperate need of me. I don't know what come over me last evening, but now that I had a good night's sleep and my morning coffee, got my wits together, well, I could just laugh at myself for even considering marriage.
Mrs. Bodine, I just want to say that I think you're a splendid woman, and I'm sure our paths will cross again. And, well, I'd consider it a great honor if you'd allow me to kiss you goodbye.
Kiss me? Well, I hardly think there'd be anything wrong with that. Well, Miss Brewster, down you had any pearls? Oh, Ellie Mae, Jeffrey's in there saying goodbye to his sweetie, Jasbo Depew. So why don't you go in and say goodbye to him, too?
Huh? All right. I ain't never met him.
Jethrin, you're just going to have to get it through your head. I cannot go to California, and that's that.
Howdy.
Well, hi, Cousin Ellie. This here's my sweetie, Jasbo Depew.
Howdy, Jasbo.
And a great big howdy to you. This girl is the cousin you've been telling me about?
Yeah, Jasbo. She's the one we'll be staying with in California.
Well, poke me another air hole, baby, and let's go.
Good morning, Chief.
Morning. Well, I just had a call from Brewster in Tulsa. The Clampetts are on their way home.
Jethro? Oh, I mean the Clampetts.
Yes, and they're bringing a cousin and her daughter along. That'll be 6 of them. I think I'd better order an extra limousine.
Chief, if I may suggest, the personal touch is very important to these people, and they are the bank's largest depositors. I would be happy to volunteer my car, and myself, I can take at least half the load. Jethro. And the luggage. See, Chief, I have bucket seats, and Jethro is quite a bucketful. How's about 3 apiece, Chief?
Fine. We'll be ready to leave the airport about noon.
Entendu, mon capitaine.
Time to leave for the airport, Miss Hathaway.
Right. Don't be alarmed, Chief. This is just for the Clampetts. I have no intention of disrupting office discipline with my seductive appearance.
What a remarkable change.
3 hours in the beauty salon.
Tell me, are you busy tonight? Because if you're not, I'd like you to work and make up those 3 hours.
They could have missed the plane.
Oh, impossible. Brewster phoned me after he put them on board.
Oh, miss, are there any more passengers aboard?
Yes, there are 6. Well, they appear to be hillbillies.
Was there anything wrong with them?
Oh, no. You see, we served lunch before we arrived, and they refused to leave the plane until they helped do the dishes. And we served 120 lunches. Well, here they come.
Flight 201 for Chicago and New York is now loading at the East Concourse.
Oh, thank you for sharing your food with us.
Thank you for doing the dishes.
You sure you don't want us to wash the windows? It won't take long if we all pitch in.
Thank you.
Drysdale, howdy.
Welcome home, Mr. Clampett.
This here is my cousin, Pearl Bodie.
Oh, howdy, Mr. Drysdale. Oh, excuse my wet hand.
Oh, it's quite all right. Well, how did you enjoy your plane ride?
I don't believe it. I plain don't believe it. It's a miracle.
Oh, well, it ain't nothing. You ain't seen nothing, Pearl. Wait till we ride on that escalator.
Yes. Well, my car's out in front, Mr. Clampett. Come on.
Mon amour. That ain't my name.
Who are you?
I am a wild and mysterious gypsy. I have come to take you away to my gypsy camp.
You got some food there? Well, I can't stay long, but I am kind of hungry. Helping wash all them dishes gave me quite an appetite.
Jed, them stairs is moving. We're having a California earthquake.
Pearl, them stairs are supposed to move like that.
What for?
I don't know, but that's what they call an escalator. Only thing is, last time we was here, they was moving the other way. Come on.
Well, we ain't gonna get on them crazy stairs.
Oh, come on, Pearl. Once you're on there, you like it.
Welcome home, Allie Mae.
Howdy, Mr. Dogdale.
Welcome home, Granny.
Thank you.
Well, where's Jeffrey?
Last I saw of her, she was still eating.
Well, now, that wasn't bad, was it?
No, it was fun. Let's go up and ride down again.
Oh, no, Pearl. It's fun, all right, but it just ain't worth fighting your way back upstream.
Jesus, this place is haunted. A ghost just went through that door.
That ain't no ghost, Pearl. That's what they call electric eye. They got them all over out here.
Well, you go first. I ain't taking no chances on crowding a spook.
Come on, Randy. I can get on this dog, Randy.
Oh, howdy there.
So this is California. It's so warm. And the air smells different from the mountains.
Yep, looks different, too. Out here, you can see what you're breathing.
Yeah, got a lot of body to it.
I tell you, Pearl, there's some days when you can cut it with a knife. But don't try it, because it gets the knife awful smudgy. We can wait here in Mr. Drysdale's car till the rest of them come.
I'll go with Martin and take the luggage around to the service entrance.
I can't believe it. I've seen pictures, but I just can't believe it. It ain't real. It's real, Ma. Jeffrey, don't you knock no holes in your Uncle Jed's mansion.
Ah, she can't hurt it, Pearl.
Wait till you see inside, Pearl. It's the biggest bunch of indoors you ever did see.
It's a palace. There just ain't no other word for it. It's a dazzling palace.
How do you get it started, Uncle Jed?
Get what started?
These here stairs. Ain't they like the ones at the airport?
Oh, you got to climb those yourself.
Come on, Jeffrey. I'll show you outside.
Granny, how do you ever wash that thing?
Ain't washed it yet, Pearl.
Oh, well, don't you worry. I'll do it.
Pearl, now this here is what they call the drawing room.
Drawing?
Wait till you see this piano. The whole thing is hand-painted. Yeah, Pearl. Ain't that just about the prettiest piano you ever did see? It's got pictures on it.
Look at the dust. Granny, did you run up them curtains?
No, they was here when we came.
Well, as soon as we get settled, I'll run up some new ones. Them windows ain't been washed in weeks.
Well, Pearl, you know, it's a mighty big house. It'd take a miracle woman to get it all done.
Looks like I come just in time, huh? Where's the kitchen, Jack?
I'll show you.
32 rooms in this house, and something tells me it ain't gonna be big enough.
Paul, where's St. Pearl?
Well, her and Granny's in that little room they call a butler's pantry.
This is a nice enough kitchen, Granny, but it sure ain't as big as you led me to believe. Pearl, this ain't the one with the stove.
The stove is...
This here's the barest cupboard I ever did see, but I reckon if you ain't got a stove, you don't need food.
This room...
Well, Pearl, what do you think?
Well, I think I should have brought my coal oil stove.
For your information, Miss Pearl, we got gas.
Well, I don't wonder. Eating nothing but uncooked food. Your pump is stuck tight. It ain't been used so long, Pearl. No, Granny? We got a lot of work to do to get this kitchen in shape.
Granny, did you tell Pearl this is a kitchen?
I ain't been able to tell Pearl nothing. She won't quit flapping her trap long enough.
Pearl, come on. This here is the kitchen. That there is what they call a pantry.
My stars and garters.
Well, the way those two young'uns of yours eat, that's just what you'll have to do.
Pearl, look at this stove here. All you have to do to get fire is turn one of them little things right here without lighting no matches nor nothing. Now, look at here. This here lights this in here. This one lights this one. And this one lights this in here. And this one lights this one. Oh, what do you think of that, Pearl?
I declare, I'm just speechless.
That'll be the day.
Look at this icebox here. Just take a look. You ever seen anything like that before? Look at that.
Well, I don't like to mention it, Jed, but somebody left the light a-burning in there. I reckon some people just don't care how they waste other people's money.
The light comes on when you open the door.
You don't say.
He pert near didn't with you pounding your gums.
Hey, Pearl, Jeffrey wants to know where's the suitcases, especially the big one with the sandwiches in it.
But Jethro said he'd bring in the suitcases. Jethro? What happened to my boy? Where's Jethro?
Well, the last time I seen him, a dark-haired gypsy woman was taking him away.
A gypsy's got him. My baby's been carried off by the gypsy.
Don't worry, Pearl. One meal and they'll carry him right back.
He might have it a little bit mixed up. Besides, Jethro is big enough to take care of himself.
Yeah, Mama's in here. Come on in.
My baby, where you been?
With the gypsy woman? We stopped to get something to eat.
I told you one meal and they'd bring him back.
You gypsy kidnapper. I'm gonna snatch you both.
Out of the way.
What you doing being a gypsy?
Just a little harmless fun, Mr. Clampett. When Jethro failed to recognize me, I couldn't resist continuing the masquerade.
Ma, this here's Miss Hathaway, Mr. Drysdale's secretary.
I'm happy to know you, Mrs. Botine. I have brought your son back safe and sound.
Well, thank you. Yeah. Is your hair back?
How about staying for supper, Miss Hathaway?
Oh, I wouldn't want to be any trouble.
Well, I figured with company at the table, there wouldn't be so much trouble.
Wait till you taste Granny's sweet potato pie.
Ain't nobody can make sweet potato pie like my ma.
Now, they is both very fine, extra good cooks, but Pearl not knowing her way around the kitchen, I reckon.
Oh, well, don't you worry none about that, Jed. I'll have this kitchen put in order in no time.
It ain't out of order. Billy, you get rid of the ants. I'll start the cooking.
What ants?
Start with your Aunt Pearl.
Well, I like that.
I'll bet you won't like what I'm going to say next.
Girls, I got an idea. Now, Pearl, you know there ain't nothing more soothing and appetizing than a mess of piano playing and sweet singing before supper. But I figure a body can't be doing that and cooking at the same time.
No, I don't think they hardly could, Jed.
Right. Now, somebody will get Mr. Drysdale. We'll all sit around while supper's cooking and listen to the kind of music that has made the name of Bodine famous from Oxford to Eureka Spring.
Oh, Pa, it's pretty near supper time. Want me to start setting the table?
Yeah. And let's use that big company table in the fancy eating room.
Okay, Pa. You help me get the chairs around it?
Why, sure. Leave the door open so as we can hear the music.
Okay, Pa.
I'm kind of glad we got company so we can show off this fine eating table.
Yeah, we ain't used it since Thanksgiving.
Has Granny figured out a way to get this tablecloth unstuck yet?
No, she ain't, Pa. She even tried to steam it all. Couldn't get it loose. She said if she didn't know better, she'd think somebody stuck it down on purpose.
Well, I'm glad I got all my pot passers notched. Come in real handy. See? You find out there that you want, you can reach for it and get it or pass it without bothering the fella sitting next to you.
Yeah, the good thing about this table is things can't go a-sliding off.
Oh, I gotta tell Granny. Since we're gonna use this table, she can leave the victuals right in the pots. Doggies, ain't Pearl getting fancy.
You ever see anybody bake a fluffier pie than that one?
Some folks don't know that cake is fluffy and pies is juicy.
Excel! You did that on purpose, Pearl Bodine. My pie can't fall. It can't, huh? Just did. Granny!
Pearl, I ain't never heard you play the piano any prettier than you're playing that right. You ain't playing the piano.
You betcha I ain't.
Before the battle, Mother, I am thinking most of you. Just before the battle, Mother. How I wish, dear sweet mother, you were here beside me.
I feel the same way, Jethrine. Mr. Drysdale, have I got enough money to take everybody out to a nice eating place?
Mr. Clampett, with your money, you can buy the finest restaurant in Beverly Hills.
Before the battle's over, that's just what I might have to do. Come on, everybody.